Good day everyone. Today we are talking about Module 4, Solve Linear Equations. So when we're solving linear equations, we are undoing PEMDAS. So when you look at this first example, 4x minus 6 equals 30, we start with subtracting and go, is there anything that's being subtracted I can undo, or adding I can undo? In this case, there is. We have a minus 6, so we're going to add 6 to both sides. And so that cancels that, and we're left with 4x equals 36. Once we've done that, we are now going to go, is there any dividing or multiplying we can undo? And yes, we can undo the multiplying by dividing by 4. Again, that cancels on the left side, and we get x equals, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. So when we look at the next example, 3x plus 4 equals 22. Is there any subtracting or adding we can undo? Yes. We can undo the plus 4. Is there any dividing or multiplying we can undo? Yes, we can undo the multiply by 3 by dividing. Again, cancels. And then we're left with x equals 18 divided by 3 is 6. On our next example, the x term doesn't always have to be listed first. So in this case, when we have negative 1 minus 4x, we're going to undo this negative 1 by adding 1 to both sides. And so then we get negative 4x equals 8. Again, whenever we have a number without a variable, then it's most likely the term that we're going to undo first. Again, we have negative 4 times x, so we're going to divide by negative 4 to get rid of the x, and the number in front of x. 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. For our next example, we have 4 minus x over 3. And again, this number 4 here is a positive number. It's not directly attached to the variable, so we're going to undo that first. So we're going to go 9 minus 4 is 5 equals, the negative goes with it. And then I'm going to put a 1 here. Again, we call this the implied one. 1x over 3. Now, whenever you have a fraction, you are going to multiply by the reciprocal. Again, the reciprocal is simply when you flip the fraction. So to get rid of this negative 1/3, we are going to multiply by negative 3 over 1. And again, as we saw in Module 1, whenever you have a number like 5 that's not in a fraction, we're going to make it over 1. On the right side, the negative 1 and 1, negative 3, 3, those all canceled. That's why we chose to multiply by the reciprocal. So it's going to equal x. Here we have negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Your denominator is 1. We typically don't write the 1. So it's just going to be negative 15 over 1, or just negative 15. Our last example says write and solve an equation for each of the following problems. Aaliyah had $24 to spend on 7 packs of pencils. After buying them, she had $10. How much did each pack of pencils cost? So there are a couple things that we want to do here. We could start with a verbal model. So our total equals 7 packs of pencils, and then plus $10 left over. And then we're going to plug in numbers into this. So our total money we had was 24. And then we're going to pick whatever variable you want to represent the price. Anytime you see per or each or something like that implied, so like here, each pack, that's where your variable is. So I'm going to do 7p plus the $10 left over. And now we're going to go ahead and solve this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract the 10. undo the adding and subtracting, and then we're going to figure out that there's $14 were spent on the 7 packs of pencils. And then we're going to undo the 7, so we're going to divide both sides by 7, and we get 14 divided by 7 is 2 equals P. Again, you're going to hear this in math class, but word problems have word answers. What does 2 equals P mean? Because you could pick whatever variable you want. You could have X. So this means it was $2 per pack of pencils. Go ahead and solve the remaining problems on this worksheet, and when you've completed, turn it into your teacher.